Hey everyone, I'm Rhonda and I'm here with my friend Julie from the Table Group, and we're going to talk a little bit today about the Working Genius Workshop and why it's so valuable for teams. So Julie, I know a lot of individuals have taken this assessment and learned a lot about themselves. So transition now to why is it so important for individuals to come and take this with their teams, and what is the value that they would receive?
Yeah, and I'm so excited that we're getting an opportunity to work with teams and have teams work with a facilitator, because I think there's something about having a third party who can come in and really just help with that discussion around what are your geniuses, what are your frustrations, how do we see the stages of work playing out in your environment with your team, because all of us are working in planning and execution. We have volunteer teams that we're hosting or trying to help be successful. And so as you work with your team to talk through these things with a facilitator, it opens up so much opportunity to talk about, can we have a shared language around what stage of work are we in? And that can help your meetings. That helps some of that tension that you can sometimes feel when it's like someone has a great idea, but I'm the one who's trying to execute it. And so all I can think about are the tactics. This is going to help you in those conversations really frame what stage of work are we in? How can we have better communication, more effective meetings, understand where we're at in the planning process? But the other thing that I love is just the opportunity to also understand one another better, as a team. That's something that we want. We want to be healthy. We want to be effective. We want to communicate clearly. And so this can relieve so much of the guilt and judgment and tension that you can sometimes feel with people on your team when they might have a very different wiring and strength and gift set than you. And so this creates a chance for you to be vulnerable about types of work that are really frustrating or tiring for you, or the things that are energizing. And so it can help people know, I should be giving away that type of work to you. It's something that you're good at. It's something you enjoy and it's fulfilling. And then here's areas where I can really be able to give my best contribution to our team. And so I love getting to see teams discover that about one another and then have that conversation and really be able to talk about, how can we show up? How can we support one another? And really, how can we be more effective?
Yeah, that is so valuable. Can you talk a little bit about the awareness or those aha moments that happen in teams when they get that team map for the first time and they're just starting to explore a little bit about where we have strengths and weaknesses, or I might call them gaps?
Yeah. So that's something your facilitator, when they're coming in to do the workshop, is going to be so helpful in just helping your team assess, where are our different strengths and weaknesses? Do we have all the different geniuses represented? And if we don't, if we have some of those gaps, like, maybe you have a team that doesn't have any galvanizers on it, or you lack tenacity and no one really wants to push projects across the finish line. What do we do with that? How do we respond? How can we have that conversation? And especially in an environment where it can, be a little bit less threatening, because again, we want to talk about work. We want to talk about being effective and how we all show up. And so this is a great chance to do that. And so that's something where the facilitator is there really to help you look at, we call it a team map. And so that's where you get to see all the different geniuses on your team. That's one of my favorite parts of the session, is really getting to look at like, okay, where do we all land?
Absolutely.
And so that's something that you'll get to talk through, not just where are we, but where can we go with this? What can we do? And how do we implement this?
Yeah, and I was just thinking too, as you were talking, just like to together work on the solutions of how to fill those gaps, on a team. So that's super helpful.
Definitely.
Any last thoughts you have about the value of the Working Genius Workshop?
I think the only thing I would want to just say to people who are watching or preparing is, I know that everybody's busy and has so much going on, and so we're just excited that your team has taken time to really think through, okay, we want to be healthy, we want to be effective, and we want to be productive, and we want that for teams. And no matter the setting you're in, whether that's at work, on a board that you volunteer on, whether you're just a volunteer at church, or you're leading teams and a staff or a team of volunteers, we want that to be something where you are able to really understand what are the types of work that are involved, because that's applicable across any industry or position or opportunity that you have, and how can we as a team be more effective and be more productive and really have less conflict and more joy around the work that we're doing.
Yeah, super helpful. Thank you so much, Julie, for sharing that today.
Thanks.